Tap Out MMA Worldwide Magazine. Here with Ben Askren, Bellator welterweight champ. Going?
Good, how about you?
Good, good. We're here at Bucknell University today. Actually, it's been called the main event, right?
Yeah, main event.
It's Askren, main event of the evening. Exhibition wrestling match. How do you think that's going to play out?
I'm excited. I never wrestled my brother in a match, so with our styles kind of out there, and anything could really happen. You never know.
Nice, nice. Okay, I have a young son who started wrestling this year, like 6 years old. I know you coach and train and mentor a lot. What would be like the one piece of advice you give to a young guy who's starting out?
If I'm talking 6 years old, I'd probably give some advice to their parents.
Okay, all right.
6-year-olds, they can't really comprehend or take much in, but those first few years, maybe until 10 or 11 or 12, maybe just let them enjoy it, keep it fun for them, and then obviously once you get older, then you got to really start working on it if you want to be successful.
All right, so then that means you have advice for me. What would that be?
Don't be an overbearing psycho parent.
Nice.
Yeah. No, there's too many of those that they make their kids great when they're 8 years old, but by the time they're 11, they hate the sport of wrestling. So that's the main thing. Just get them there, get them in shape, have them participate, and then when they're a little bit older and they can actually understand and give feedback, then that's when you really start pushing them.
Yeah. I know you said in the past too, you actually enjoy coaching more than fighting. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
I don't know. Yeah, I've competed my whole life, and fighting is just an extension of that competition. And I don't know. I just love helping other people, and coaching is just something I'm really passionate about. And if I had the opportunity to be head coach, I might just give fighting up for that. I don't know, but I don't have that option right now. And I do really, really enjoy fighting. It's just I really enjoy the coaching part.
Nice. So if you could choose one fight from your career so far that you're most proud of, or that you've won every MMA fan to see, which fight would you choose?
Well, the one I did the best in was the Hornbuckle fight. I mean, Nick Thompson's fight was very dominant also, but that was really the fight when I think I was like a -300 underdog or something ridiculous, and I just I felt like I totally smashed him. I felt like there wasn't a second of the fight that he actually won. So I don't think he landed more than a couple punches, and I just physically dominated him, and so that one.
So if you could fight anyone in any weight class, whether it be someone you want to test your skills against, like for whatever reason you choose, who's the one guy you could fight? You'd be like, well, that's a fun fight if I was 135 or 260, type of thing.
I mean, really, I've said this all. The whole purpose of the sport is to prove the best in the world at my weight. So the fight I would still pick is George St. Pierre. I mean, it might not be the most fun one, but I'll choose purpose over fun any day. And my purpose is to be the best, and in order to do that, I got to be able to beat him.
Absolutely. So you're a very honest and outspoken guy when it comes to all things MMA, and just in general. I know you said in the past that after your first 6 fights, I think you said only one of those guys should have been a pro. I know you said after a couple losses in wrestling that you just flat out just didn't have it that night.
Yeah.
So what's an honest assessment of Ben Askren's as a mixed martial artist at this point in your career?
Yeah, no, I get an honest assessment. I think I'm very good. Obviously, I still have some deficiencies, striking. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, which is pretty good, but it's not. I'd like to be like Marcelo Garcia. Will that ever happen? I don't know, because he's kind of one of a kind. But there's a lot of things I can still improve upon, and I know I'm going to get there. I have the work ethic, I have the brain power behind my work ethic, and so I'm going to get there one day. It's just a matter of time. So I'm very confident in that.
Okay. You're known as a finisher during your college wrestling career, holding many pin records and numerous things of that nature. How are you going to translate that finishing mentality into MMA? Is that kind of like something that's cognizant to you?
Definitely. It just takes time. I would have loved to finish everyone I fought so far. I don't go in there to win by points, but obviously I have done no striking in my life, so it's hard to knock someone out when you don't have that background. And then, till I was 24, I did no jiu-jitsu. And so, I'm 26 years old right now. I started when I was 24, and a lot of people do jiu-jitsu or striking since they were 8, so obviously they're good at it. It's like if wrestling was a way to finish the fight, I probably would have finished everyone I could finish by now. So,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a matter of time, and it'll come. And I know some fans are harsh and critical. It doesn't bother me. I know it's going to come. If I get 3 years down the road and I still can't finish anyone, then I'll be very frustrated with myself.
Okay, so you rose to the top of the Bellator welterweight division very fast. You won the title after only 4 fights. Do you feel that Bellator can keep bringing in competition, signing top guys to challenge you, or do you kind of have your sights kind of head towards UFC?
I mean, I sort of hope Bellator can do it. I hope they can bring in great talent. They have a few new good challenges. They just put out their season 5 welterweight tournament list, and I think there's 3 or 4 new guys on there from last season. I think Rick Hunt still was the best guy from last season, although he didn't win. I left that in the hands of the judges. So obviously he's still in that field. So I think there are definitely a lot of good guys in there, and Bellator is getting better and better. And the 145 tournament they put together for this summer was stacked with talent. And I think their 135 they put together for the next season is going to be really good. So I think they're consistently getting better. So we'll hope that keep happening.
So something else, there have been a number of two-sport stars. You can think of like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders.
Yep.
Jordan even tried a little minor league
Yeah,
baseball.
wasn't very good at it.
So now you're kind of in that category. So you got the MMA thing, but you also have the disc golf thing.
Yeah.
So
and wrestling too. So I could actually consider myself a three-sport athlete.
Professional though? Professional?
Yeah, I mean Olympian. That's about as high as you get in America.
Okay,
so,
well, I'll give you that. So 3 sports stars. So how do you feel being in that category as like a multi-sport?
Well, I haven't quite made professional disc golfer yet. It will happen shortly. I'm playing in the Worlds at the end of July, so it's 2 weeks away. I took second at the Amateur Nationals, so yeah, something I'm looking forward to. And I think this is a testament to my work ethic that I can start in one thing, be very good at that, and then transition to something that's completely different, and work and grind it out and get really, really good at that, and then transition to something else that's totally different and become really, really good at that. So,
Absolutely. So testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, has been a hot topic in the sport lately for obvious reasons. What are your thoughts on TRT and PEDs in general? I guess I saw BJ Penn had a really interesting take on things. I know you've had some comments. Generally speaking, what are your thoughts?
I just think a lot of it's abused. I mean, I don't really think. I think if you're to the point where you can't compete by the time you're 35 with a regular level of testosterone, you probably did something to injure yourself. I mean, there's very, very few people on the planet, and if you're a world-class athlete, you tend to have some testosterone because that's what built you in the first place. So, I think that's an easy way out for a lot of people, and I got a lot of heat for saying that. Now, fortunately, a lot of other people came out and kind of said what I said first. BJ Penn, Martin Campman's, or not Martin Campman, Nate Marquardt's coach, Dan Hardy. So a bunch of people kind of came out and said what I felt right away.
So you kind of vindicated in a way, The casual fans thinking that anyway, obviously.
Well, I had a lot of people say, I had one lady email me and say, I hope you never have any medical condition that requires more than Advil, and I chuckle at stuff like that, but I think it's overused and abused, definitely.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm sure you've done a lot of interviews at this point in your career, you're rising up the ladder very quickly. What is the one question, the one topic that's never come up in the conversation? I wish someone would ask me about that. I have this opinion or this thought. Like, is there anything that's kind of just not come up in a conversation or interview?
No, I don't think so.
It's all been covered.
Probably not everything. I mean, there's obviously parts of my life that I haven't talked about, but probably nothing that's relevant to fighting or wrestling or anything like that. I've had a lot of fairly hot topic issues, whether it's scoring in MMA with the wrestling being overscored, which I agree with.
I read your blog on that.
Or the TRT replacement, which is abused. So I've had a fairly amount of hot topic things like that where I discuss, and I'm not afraid to have my opinion. So, no. And the great thing is, with Twitter, if I feel like there is something I want to say that hasn't been said that needs to be said, I can pop on my phone and type it in 15 seconds. So no, I feel like everything's pretty well covered.
Nice. So that's my last question. I actually have a bonus question.
Okay.
Can we do a little word association?
I got in trouble the last time I did this.
We'll skip it then.
No, we go ahead. I mean, I called George St. Pierre boring. They said
everybody's done that.
They said say one word that associates with the person. They were doing it quick, and they said George St. Pierre said boring, and then they said Ben Askren calls George St. Pierre a boring fighter, and I got in all kinds of heat, whatever.
Okay, we'll even limit it to one word, just like a thought. I'll throw in a name and just give me a general thought. Dana White. Maybe you've had some interesting comments.
Powerful, deceptive human being.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to revenue?
Doing a great job with Bellator right now.
Okay. Kale Sanderson.
Best American folk style wrestler ever.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of him coming back now?
It should be interesting to see how he does. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured he'd win in America, and so it should be interesting to see how he does internationally.
Nate Marquardt. I had to throw that one out there.
Cheater. It's already been said. So, the last one.
Jay Heron. I had to throw that one in there too.
Chump. No, he's gonna get beat up. I don't like the way he speaks. I don't like the way he carries himself. He should have been in his post fight press conferences, the last 2 fights, he should have been saying, you know what, I thank the judges, I really appreciate what they've done for me. And instead he was saying, I definitely won that fight. And everyone in the room's like looking at him like, really? So, but he's going to get his. It's only a matter of time.
So that's all I got. Before we sign off?
Nope. Thanks to my sponsors, Cage Fighter, Cage Hero, and never left.
Awesome. This
All
is
right.
Tony Reid, Rattling Cage Tap Out Magazine, signing off.